Let's go now to Bassam Barabandi, who's a co-founder of the People Demand Change organization and was a non-resident fellow at the New Lines Institute. He joins us now from Washington, D.C. Really good to have you with us. Now that we have both the US and EU lifting sanctions on Syria, that will go a long way in helping the country to rebuild, won't it? Tell us more about the impact that those moves will have for the country.
Oscar, with all the nightmares that we saw in Gaza, we see the sunshine coming to Damascus. Unfortunately, these are two areas very close to each other, but when they are completely different. In Damascus, in Syria in general, all the sanctions will allow the Syrian people at least to be normal life. For the last 50 years or 60 years, the Syrian people we never had a normal life. We were always under sanctions. Under sanctions mean we always have shortage in electricity, in water, in spare parts. Daily life wasn't daily life, wasn't just, it's something wrong in our daily life. With waiving all these sanctions, basically you are literally, physically bringing Syrian people to be back to the life, back to the international community. That now we can use the internet in 5G. We can use the newest car. We can use the good food, good nutrition, new solar technology. All this were prohibited by the sanctions that we pay the price because of the previous regime attitude. So today, with this EU sanctions waived, it is big, it is huge. Definitely, it has been affected by the US decision last week by President Trump to waive the sanctions on Syria. They were encouraged to go more further on that. And that will allow more Syrians to come back, to invest in their countries, to build their countries, build their lives. And the report that you mentioned from Nizar, in a way, explain how Syria has been changed in the last 5 months. Still, we have a long way to go, but we are in the right path.
Well, that's right. And we also heard from Nizar the urgent need to rebuild many sectors of the Syrian economy. In your view, what needs to be done right now to help Syria rebuild? We know the lifting of sanctions was a significant step, but what else can the international community do to help with those efforts?
Oscar, look, 60% of Syria is destroyed. That's a huge number. That means we need everything, every single thing. We don't have schools, we don't have hospitals, we don't have roads, we don't have electricity, we don't have anything. I mean, Damascus is not the model that we should look into it because it wasn't enacted by the war. If you go literally 2-3 miles in any direction outside of Damascus, it's just rubble. There's nothing. There's no life. So the Syrian, they need everything. Now, with all the sanctions has been waived, in order to benefit out of this, we need the international community to help the government in order to build financial system, central bank system, legislative system, court system. Because the investors, the real investors, will not come in the country if they don't feel they are safe commercially, safe physically. They can withdraw their money at any time. I mean, let's just, you see, so we need a lot of time because we're moving from waiving the sanction to benefit literally from waiving the sanctions to get the real investment to come to Syria. The big question everybody is asking, which one is top priority? Is it bringing the IDPs who live at the tent back to their home that we spend the money on that field, or build hospitals or build schools? We need everything. I think the international community, they need to spend money in order to stabilize Syria, to bring the refugees back, to fight any potential terror group that they will use this poverty in order to destabilize the areas. The challenges is huge. I mean, we are living very emotional time. People are happy, but the real challenge, daily life, it is enormous. It's so huge. Syrian government by themselves, they cannot do nothing. So that's why we need another, let's say, conference for rebuilding Syria, that the international community come and committed to do something towards Syrian infrastructure. Syrian people are really active. Whenever there's stability, back to stability. Wherever there's a free market, they just flourish. They can't work by themselves. Yet the government, that all regulation we have in the government is back to the previous regime, which is built on both corruptions and partnership with the regime. So if you don't finish from these two items that limited all the previous laws, it will be difficult to expect that a lot of money will come in. All the EU and American money is controlled by anti-laundering laws, by transparency, by financial system to be transparent, central bank to be strong. We need a lot of foundation. We need a lot of infrastructures. I think Turkey can play a major role in that. GCC countries can play a major role in that. And that I think the gateway to get more money. Rather than we need the money, we need the mechanism to encourage the money to come from inside the system. So getting the X amount of money into Syria and you cannot get it out, it will not add any value. It will be the opposite. So it's big challenges. I think everybody aware of it. And inshallah, we hope tomorrow will be better.
Okay, Bassam Barabandi, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Oscar, for your that.